Hey everyone, welcome to week 6 of fantasy football. What's up? First, go Browns, 2-2-1. Who else is 2-2-1? The Steelers, that's right. You have the same record as the Browns. Oh. Anyways, we'll see what happens there. Just a couple comments about this last week. First, I know I said I might take a break from the stud, the dud, but I just have to point out one dud. That's you, John Davis. You literally the only person not to score 100. I was getting excited as I was scrolling through 100, 120, 103, 142, 96. That's lame, man. Come on, get 100 like the rest of us. Next, Ben Black. You were lucky, man. You were lucky that Cup got a concussion at halftime. That led to more Gurley touchdowns, and he had 6 receptions and 90 yards in the first half. Another couple comments that I find very interesting are just certain players who are the best in the league. I'm always interested this far into it. Feel like five weeks is a pretty good like they've played enough, that we now know who should be good, who should not be good. So one, Mahomes being the best quarterback in the game, surprising. Breeze being 2, to me that's surprising to be all the way up at number 2. But then Matt Ryan, Jared Goff, Phillip Rivers are next. What's going on there? I do not know. Other things that are surprising to me, if we look at now just the running back position, is Connor being that high, and James White being that high, and Isaiah Crowell being that high. Great picks for those of you who got them late. Thielen being the number 1 wide receiver, that's a big deal too. I don't think we would have thought number 1. Definitely had a good year, but not number 1. And then Cooper Kupp being number 4. I mean, what the heck happens there? No one saw that coming. And then I would even add Woods being number 10. I mean, 2 Rams being in the top 10. I don't think we would have been surprised that 2 Rams would be high, but top 10, especially those 2, was a little bit surprising. And besides that, all the kickers, like, if you got a kicker who's consistent, great drafting, I guess. And then the number 3 defense, number 1, 2, and 3 defense go like this: Bears, Jets, Browns. That's weird. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Let's get to our matchups for this week. Already had a good showing here on Thursday night, so we'll get right into my game. I luckily, and not luckily, because I don't like playing someone they're going to play the Browns because the Browns are actually good, but I put Wentz in instead of Rivers, and that turned out good. Kupp is back and healthy. All that is to say, I think I have a close one here with Drew, but I'm going to win because I think Brady's going to be slowed down by these nonstop Kansas City Chiefs. Next is another good showing, Saquon Barkley. The Giants, they're awful, but Barkley is getting points going up against the Gurley men of Ben Black. And in that, I'm going to go ahead and go with Nick because he's Nick. I think he's 4-1. He already had a good game from Barkley, and Ben, you're not going to overcome that. Next, John Davis trying to redeem himself versus Team Aaron. And decent showing for Aaron with Clement. And Smallwood didn't really show up, but starting 2 Philly running backs is interesting. And then we got Jeffrey on the other side showing up for John Davis. What I think here is I think Goff is going to play really well. And I also like Landry getting some more touches with a few other receivers down. So I'm going to go ahead and roll John on that one over Aaron. Next, we have Ben Baker versus Tyler. Tyler not predicted to get 100 points. Got a lot of Browns going on. I do think we'll see an increase in Duke Johnson, but I think we'll see a decrease in the Browns defense with Phillip Rivers going. But Beckham didn't show up. And I think this could be true of Lynch in Seattle and Connor in Cincinnati. I'm interested. I think this is going to be low scoring, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Ben Baker on this one. Next is next man up, which is Jim Black versus Chris. Game of elder dads? Grandpas, I guess I should say. Game of grandpas. Had a good game from Zach Ertz, but I think Ebron will do pretty well. He's like in the top 4, maybe top 3 for tight ends, so that could be a wash there. And I really like Matt Ryan over Cousins and Gordon, so I'm going to go ahead and roll here because I think Diggs will get a good game against Arizona. So I'm going with Chris on this one. And then our last game of the week is Heiser versus Andy. And Andy got a good defensive score there, and Heiser Didn't get much from Shepard. Roethlisberger on the road. Supposedly he's horrible on the road. We'll see what happens there. Isaiah Crowell, I just mentioned, he's pretty good. Cooks is a top tight end. I don't see a lot of top flight people on Heiser's side besides James White, so more top end heavy with Roethlisberger, Elliott, Cook, and Crow all being tops in their positions. So I'm going with Andy on this one. So that's it for this week. Enjoy it all. Go Browns, and I'll see you later.